All right, people, what's up? I believe everybody's doing great, nice, and absolutely fine. Okay, so I just want to know if we are live right now or not. Then I have to basically move accordingly. Definitely, yes. We are live. Okay, people. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome everybody of you to JEE English Unacademy, okay? And hit the bell notification. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And hit the bell notification as soon as possible so that every time. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, everything is fine. Okay. So, I suggest you to basically hit the bell notification so that every time whenever we come live, you will get the notification, okay? So people, everybody, yeah, good evening, what's going on? Is everybody doing great? Okay, so people, today we will be talking about best of Electrodynamics PYQs, that's JEE Advanced previous year questions. This is what we're gonna be exactly talking about in detail. This is what we're gonna be exactly talking about in detail. So I want all of you to basically open your notebook and just write down whatever I'm gonna show to you by today itself. We'll be trying to solve so many previous year questions of JEE Advanced which have been asked in this Electrodynamics, okay? Now people, apart from this, I just want to tell you something about me. This is a piece of information about me. You can definitely read it out from the screen itself that I am a JEE physics expert and I am exactly from Kashmir, okay? So next is, see, whatever the important stuff we have, the notes or some other news, whatever it is, we basically send it in our Telegram channel. So if you haven't joined our Telegram channel, just do it right away as soon as possible. So this is our Telegram channel for JEE English Unacademy. Join it as soon as possible so that you'll get those notes or updates, whatever it is, every single time. And next is, if you people want to learn from the country's top educators, you are supposed to join this Plus and Iconic, understand? Because right now I'm teaching on YouTube for free, completely for free, but in our own platform, Unacademy's platform, over there you can basically join us and you can learn from the top educators of the country, okay? So for that, you're supposed to join, basically, you're supposed to take this Plus subscription and Iconic subscription. As you might have seen recently, have good results Unacademy has produced in JEE Mains 2021 as well as in JEE Advanced 2021. Definitely AIR 1 was from Unacademy, 87 was from Unacademy. So everybody of you basically can join it. I suggest you. And right now the offer is going on, so go for it ASAP. Next is, what are the benefits that you can exactly get if you join our Plus platform? That is, you'll be getting live classes every single day by tons and tons of educators. So many live educators give you the live classes in a particular category. You'll be having weekly tests. Whatever you have studied for the entire week, afterwards you are supposed to give the test. From the advanced point of view, these are mandatory, highly mandatory. Structured courses, unlimited access, okay? And if you take this Iconic subscription, you will be getting all the benefits you get in Plus and some of the extra benefits as well, like personal guidance, test analysis, like experts guidelines, study material, study planners, okay? Personal guidance is basically all about personal mentorship, and personal mentor will be given to you. He'll be guiding you throughout your exam. What are all the things you need, you can directly ask him. And next is, people, for how much amount of time you can take this Plus and Iconic subscription. The details are exactly given over here, okay? You can take this Plus for 24 months, 18 months, 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, okay? And these are the prices which are mentioned over here on the screen itself. Just try to have a look on this one. And see, no cost EMI is available. You just don't have to pay any sort of interest if you basically pay it, if you take it for like you want to pay it on monthly basis. So for that, you don't have to pay any sort of interest. That's why no cost EMI option is available. And if you want the additional 10% discount, you can use my code Yawar. Use my code in any of these plans, you'll get the maximum possible discount. Same goes for this Iconic subscription. These are the plans that you can go for. These are the benefits that you will get in this Iconic. These are the benefits you will get in Plus. Use my code Yawar in order to get the maximum possible discount. ASAP, ladies and gentlemen. And these are the batches which we have launched recently on Unacademy. You can join these batches if you people want to take your rank to the next level, okay? Top educators of the country are teaching you inside these batches like this is, and there is a batch which is completely in English language. You people are looking for a batch which is completely in English language, then this is for you, okay? So go for it as soon as possible. Join it, ladies and gentlemen. And next is, this is basically head start to your IIT JEE preparation. There will be top educators, there will be top rankers of the country who will be basically guiding you in this one. So go for it. Use my code Yawar. The link is in the description below. Okay. And next thing is T20 test series. This is for 2022, 3 and 4 aspirants. If you get the rank 1, you will be getting 5,000 reward, 3,000, 2,000. Use my code Yawar in this one in order to get the maximum, while you enroll in this one, okay? And this is what Unacademy has produced in JEE Advanced 2021. You can definitely have a look on this one. So if you people want to fall in this category, join Plus as soon as possible. Next is people that a lot of people keep asking, is there any way we can learn free on Unacademy? This is the only way. This is country's biggest scholarship test. We call it Mega Combat. Understand? Unacademy's Combat. So you can definitely go for this one. You can win up to 4 crore plus scholarship, okay? It happens. This is a scholarship test that happens on every Sundays. 11 a.m. is the time and 21 questions, 60 minutes is the time duration. If you get the rank from 1 to 3, you'll be getting complete 1-year IIT JEE Plus subscription. You don't have to pay any sort of money. And before that, everybody of you like the session, mark the attendance, all of you people. And from 4 to 10, you'll be getting 75% scholarship. A lot of people actually learn from Unacademy's top educators for free by taking this Unacademy Combat scholarship test, and they get the rank and free scholarship test. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the first question that we have on screen, I want you people to basically tell me what are all the basically correct options in this one. This was asked in JEE Advanced 2020. Recently, this was asked in JEE Advanced 2020. And this is from Electrostatics chapter. I want you people to basically solve it as soon as possible. I'll give you some amount of time over here. I want you to basically focus on the entire situation that is given. And this is basically multiple correct, okay? More than one are basically correct. Tell me which option is the correct option, okay? Which options are the correct options exactly over here? Come on, everybody. Go for it as soon as possible. Go for it as soon as possible. Understand? So, we are given a uniform electric field. Understand? This is exactly the magnitude. And this, a charged particle of mass m is basically we have placed a charged particle in that electric field. And we are supposed to say, so basically that charged particle has been basically launched in that. Understand? So this will be basically electric field, something like this. This is the electric field, something like this. I'll just make it the figure over here, okay? So this is the electric field. I'm saying basically something like this, something like this. Understand? Everybody listen to me very carefully. We are given an electric field over here, okay? And a charged particle has been basically launched over here. We have launched a charged particle with some velocity I call u. U is given over here. That is how much? With an initial speed that is given. Understand? This is the initial speed, this meter per second. Now, what we are supposed to find in this case is that is nothing but if it says that this particle will hit a target. The target is t exactly, which is at 5 meters away from this one. 5 meters is given कि कुछ और दिया है. Yes, 5 meters away from this one. We are supposed to find that. We are supposed to check all of these options. I hope you're getting me what I'm trying to say. Listen to me very carefully. This is an electric field. Understand? This is the electric field over here. And in this electric field, a charged particle is basically being launched, something like this. Understand? At an angle something. Okay, we say, for example, at an angle something, we call that theta. So we have launched this charged particle at this angle. We are supposed to find in this case that this particle will hit this target T. It will basically come something like this and it will hit this target T. If the angle is 45 or if the angle is 30 degree, 60 degree, we have to check. We have to solve for all of these options over here. Understand? We have to solve it for A, for B, for C, for D. Understand? This is A, B, and this is C, and this is exactly D. Okay? Come on. Can you just solve? This is just a question from, I would say, projectile motion. Okay? This is just a question from projectile motion. Okay? Everybody, can you guys follow this one? I want all of you to basically tell me what is the correct answer. Waiting for you people only. When will you be teaching mechanics, sir? Very soon. Okay, definitely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's basically solve it for option number 1 first. Option number 1 and option number 2. If I ask you, for example, how much amount of time it's gonna take from this point to this point, we'll find the time over here, time period, understand? Next thing, what we're gonna be finding, we will find the range over here, understand? At what angle we have basically launched it. We are supposed to find that only. See, it is saying that option 1, if I try to solve this problem for option number 1, the particle will hit the target T if projected at an angle of 45 degrees from the horizontal. It is saying that if theta is equal to 45 degrees, this target launched with a speed u is equal to 2 root 10 into 10 raised power 6 meter per second, it will hit the target. Understand? We'll check if this option A is correct or not. Okay, let's basically solve it for option number A. Let's solve it for option number A. Okay, let me just write it over here. Let's solve for option A. Understand? This is the first thing. This is how we are supposed to deal with the advanced level problems. You just tell me one thing. Over here, it is saying that this is a range exactly. This particle will come and it will try to hit this one. Understand? It will hit this particle. Can I say range in this case is this one? If I ask you how much is the range in case of projectile motion, you will say, sir, we have studied range. If we launch a projectile something like this from this point and it will reach this. This is an angular projectile. Understand? In that case, we have studied in our class 11th that range is basically coming out to be, that is nothing but u square, and this is sine of, we say 2 theta upon g. Understand? This was the scenario under gravity. Understand? We say, sir, if we launch a particle from this point and it will fall at this point. So this was under gravity. Understand? This is a motion under gravity. But over here, we are given that this is the electric field. Understand? We are given that this is the electric field. So this situation, this projectile motion over here is under this electric field. Understand? So acceleration, we don't have to take g, we'll take something else. Understand? But we'll use the same equation over here. Now, first of all, you just tell me what over here, that how can we find the acceleration in this case? You'll say, sir, acceleration we can find, that is nothing but we say F by m. Clearly, we can say F by m. Now you just tell me one thing over here, how to find this F. See, what is this force over here? You will say, sir, this particle is basically inside this electric field. Whenever we place a particle inside electric field, it experiences the force. We say, what? That electric force. If this is a positive charge, it is basically dragged, or force acts on this positive charge along the direction of field. Opposite charge, then force acts opposite to the direction of electric field. This we have studied previously. I don't want to basically discuss these basic things over here. So can I say in that case, I can write this F is equal, that is Q times of E. This is Q times of E, that is M, because we say force in an electric field on a charged particle is Q times of E. Over here, we are exactly given that Q by M is how much? See, this Q by M is given exactly that, 10 raised power 10, this exactly. Understand? Now, can I put this Q by M exactly over here, that is this 10 raised power 10? You'll say, sir, yes, it is very simple. So can I say this will be exactly this 10 raised power 10? And what happens with the electric field? You'll say, sir, electric field is exactly given. I'm talking about the magnitude, okay? Direction is negative over here. So we are saying that 400 root 3, and exactly I'll just put it over here. So this will be simply, that is nothing but this is 400 and this will be exactly root 3. Okay, so this is exactly given over here. Now I want you people to basically, can I just write this will be exactly, that is 10 raised power, this is 12, and this will be exactly 4 root 3. So this came out to be the acceleration. So in case of gravitational, understand, in case of gravitational field we say, or in case of motion under gravity, in that case we're taking this g. G is what? Acceleration due to gravity. Over here, this is this setup entire basically scene is happening in the electrostatic field. So can I say in that case we'll take the acceleration as this one, because we found the acceleration over here will be something like this. So can I basically find in that case the range? I can simply write over here. So this will come out to be, you'll say, sir, this range in that case will be nothing but, what is u square? Very simple. You'll say, sir, u square is basically this. This is 2 root 10 into 10 raised power 6 meter per second. So just if I place it over here, u square, you'll say, sir, 4, and this is root 10. Square and root will cancel. You will say, sir, that will be come out to be 10 only. 10 multiplied by What is this? This is 10 raised power 6. So can I say over here, this will be exactly 10 raised power 12 because this is u square upon, and this is sine of 2 theta. I'll just write sine of 2 theta as it is. Understand? And upon g, instead of this g, this is acceleration due to gravity. I'll take this. Understand? A. So that is the acceleration that we got over here. So how much that will be? You'll say, sir, 10 raised power this 12. And this will be multiplied by, this is 4 root 3 exactly. Understand? So yahan se ye, and what else exactly I'm gonna basically do it over here. So can I say, see, range is exactly saying that this will hit the target after 5 meters. This range, this is a horizontal range that we have studied previously. So this horizontal range is nothing but, we say this is coming out to be, that is 5. So isko 5 diya hai. So this is nothing but, we say, अब यहां से ये हो जाएगा इधर, ये हो गया 5 root 3. If I just try to write it in that case, so this will be exactly 5 root 3. इसको इधर लेके जाऊंगा, this is 5 root 3, and this 10 will come over here. So this will be exactly sine of 2 theta. Can I say this is 2? So can I say in that case, this is sine of 2 theta will come out to be, that is nothing but root 3 by 2 exactly. Understand? I hope everybody understanding till over here. This is simple, basic projectile motion question that I am trying to basically solve over here. एक second यार, क्या हो रहा है इसको? 1 second, I'm getting some problem in this one. Okay, so we got this one. When is the value of sine of theta as this one, root 3 by 2? You will say, sir, in this case, I can simply say sine of 2 theta is nothing but sine of, this is 60 degrees, or I can say sine of 2 theta is nothing but sine of 120 degrees. Understand? 120 degrees. So can I say this theta is coming out to be 30 degrees and this theta is coming out to be, that is 60 degrees. Means, if we launch the particle at theta is equal to 30 degrees, if we launch the particle at theta is equal to 30 degrees, understand? And this particle will reach over here. Understand? This particle will reach over here, will hit this target. And if we launch the same particle at theta is equal to 60 degrees, the particle will exactly, if I say this is 30 degrees, for example, if I say this is 60 degrees, the particle will hit, which is exactly after 5 minutes. Means the theta should be exactly, theta is equal to 30 degrees or 60 degrees. Let's check for the option number 1. Option number A says the particle will hit the project if projected at an angle of 45 degrees, so I would say this is wrong. The particle will hit the T if projected either at an angle of 30 degrees, absolutely correct, or 60 degrees from the horizontal, absolutely correct. Okay, option second is basically 100% correct. Let's go for the option number C and let's go for the option number B. Let's see what is the correct one in these. So we just have to find the time period. It is saying that time will it will take time, this one, and it will take time, this one. We'll find the time when theta is equal to 30 degrees. We'll find the time when theta is equal to 60 degrees. Understand? So if that comes out to be this, then this is the correct option. Or if that comes out to be this, then this is the correct option. Now let's basically solve it for A and B. I'll just write over here. Now let's basically solve it for, I'll just write it over here. इधर पे, हाँ, इधर पे लिखता हूँ. Okay. Let's solve it for either पे. Let's solve for option C and option D. It's very simple, not that difficult, okay? Just the projectile motion concept question, okay? Just have to use the projectile motion concepts over here. That's all you can basically solve every damn question in that case. Understand? I hope you're getting me what I'm trying to say. Now, see, it is saying that how much amount of time it's gonna take. It is saying that it is gonna take root 5 by 6 microseconds exactly. Yes, microseconds from this point to this point. Understand? If launched at an angle of 30 degrees. Let's check if that is correct. Okay. So how can we find the time period of a projectile? You'll say, sir, it is very simple. It is very simple. Basics. Okay. So we say T is equal to, that is 2U. This is sine of theta by G. Okay. This is the simple formula that we have studied in our projectile motion. If you haven't studied this, just search Yawar Manzoor projectile motion. Every detail is given over there. JEE English Unacademy, you'll get it. Okay. So in that case, can we put the values over here? You'll say, sir, this is 2 multiplied by what is this U? U is, that is 2 root 10 into 10 raised power 6 meter per second. So I can simply say that is 2 root 10 into 10 raised power this 6 meter per second multiplied by, this will come out to be multiplied by, ab aur kya hai iske saath yaar? That is this sine of theta. We say theta is equal to 30 degrees. At theta is equal to 30 degrees, we are supposed to basically find the time period. जब theta 30 है तब इसको कितना time लगेगा यहाँ से यहाँ तक? That's what we are trying to find out over here. So this will be exactly sin 30 1/2 इधर डाल दिया. And this acceleration is nothing but अभी डाला ना. This acceleration is 10 raised power 12 and multiplied by 4√3. ये हो गया 10 12 into 4√3. So if you solve this, this is coming out to be √5/6 microseconds. Understand? Microseconds. √5/6 microseconds. So option C is absolutely correct. And if you solve it for when theta is equal to, I'll just write over here, when theta is equal to 60 degrees. Understand? This was when theta is equal to 30 degrees. Understand? In that case, it is taking the time how much? √5/6 microseconds. When theta is equal to 60 degrees, in that case, this is gonna take the time. Same, just put the values over here. Over here, instead of sin 30, you are supposed to put sin 60. So in that case, time will come out to be, that is nothing but this is √5/2 microseconds. Itna hi diya hai na? √5/2 microseconds. So option C is absolutely correct. Option D is absolutely wrong. So I can say in this question, that option B and C are correct. Okay? I hope everybody got the feel of this one. Very simple question, very basic question. Let me just recall it, repeat it. This is an electric field. There's a region over here. There is an electric field present in this region. Understand? Now we have launched this particle at some angle with an initial velocity of 2√10 into 10 raised power 6 meter per second. So this particle will come something like this. It will do the projectile motion and it will hit the target. Target is somewhere around over here. Okay? It will hit this target. Okay? And in this question, it is saying that at what angle we have launched this projectile. We got that angle theta is equal to 60 degree or theta is equal to 30 degrees. And how much amount of time it can take from this point to this point, in reaching from this point to this point, from this point to this point. We calculated that as well. Okay. Now people, this is the second question from previous one was electrostatics, electric fields and charges and fields. This one is from electric flux portion. I want you people to go for this. This was asked in JEE Advanced 2018. Come on, all of you follow it as soon as possible. I'm just waiting for your answers, okay? Come on, go for it ASAP. What is the correct option? What is the correct option? In this one, come on. This is also multiple correct, okay? This is also multiple correct. I'll just try to make the figure over here. It'll be something like this. A long, thin, non-conducting wire is parallel to the z-axis, okay? And carries a uniform line charge density lambda. Understand? It, what is the pronunciation of this one? Pyresis, okay? I'll tell you the meaning. I'm not sure what is the exact pronunciation of this one. Sorry for that, okay? So a thin non-conducting spherical shell of radius r is in such a way that PYQ is subtending ion tick, 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 tick. Now see what exactly the question is saying. We have this is what we have exactly, non-conducting wire, which is parallel to z-axis. If I say z-axis is something like this, understand? And this wire is basically cutting this. This wire is basically going through this I would say this spherical shell over here. Understand, this is a spherical shell. This is a spherical shell over here, and this is a wire. Understand, which is going through this spherical shell. Understand? Yeah, spherical. This is something like football over here, and this wire is basically going through some of the parts of this one. Understand, like this one, from one of its ends, I would say. Okay, and it is saying that this wire. If I say, for example, this is A and this is B, or PQ in terms whatever you say. This is making an angle. This is subtending an angle. This angle is basically over here, okay, with the radius. It is saying that this is making the radius of, this is making an angle of 120 degrees exactly. Ye wala jo radius hai na, this is exactly given as 120 degrees. Understand? We are supposed to find the permittivity of free space is epsilon naught. Understand? Which of the following statement is true in this case? The electric flux through the shell is, that is √3 r lambda by epsilon naught. Understand? So it is saying that the electric flux through this shell, because of this rod, is how much? It is given that option 1. In this option 1, it is given something like this, okay? In the option C, it is given something like this. We have to solve it for all the options. We'll check what is the correct option. Let's try to find out the electric flux first. Understand? Now, from the Gauss law, you might have studied that if we have a charge, understand, if there is a charge, okay? If, for example, there is a charge which is placed inside a closed surface, okay? And flux through that closed surface is nothing but charge which is inside by epsilon naught, okay? We say flux through this surface is nothing but that is charge inside, Q inside by epsilon naught. Understand? If the charge is placed outside, the amount of field lines crossing the surface is equal to the field lines leaving the surface. So we don't have to consider that flux. So we say flux through this surface will be what? Because of this charge. So means this charge which is inside the surface will be only contributing to the flux in that case, okay? So we say over here, this Q inside which is contributing to the flux, that can be also only considered in that case, okay? We have studied, this is the Gauss law. I hope you remember this statement if you have studied this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you people to exactly listen to me very carefully over here. Now see, this is a line charge over here. See, only AB part is basically lying inside this spherical shell. Understand? This is a closed spherical shell. And the rest of the wire, understand, this is infinitely long. Understand? So rest of this wire is basically outside. We don't have to talk about that. We have to talk about this portion only. So we'll check how much amount of flux will be because of this portion of this AB wire through this spherical shell. That will be the answer exactly that. So in that case, you'll say, sir, flux will be, it is very simple. That is nothing but charge inside this spherical shell upon epsilon naught. Understand? Charge multiplied by 1 by epsilon naught or something like that. Understand? So this is exactly the concept. Now the point is how we can find, this is infinitely long wire. How we can find this charge, how much charge is basically inside. Say, sir, it is very simple. In this case, density is given. Understand? That is linear charge density, lambda is given. We have studied that this is Q is equal to, that is nothing but lambda times lambda into L. ये पता है ना हमें, charge per unit length. On unit length, how much amount of charge is present? This is a rod, okay? On this entire rod, if I say this is having the Q charge is present on this entire rod of length L. Q is present on length L. Over here, can you just tell me how much amount of charge will be present over here? Say, sir, lambda is equal to, that is Q by L. Understand? So if I say, for example, this length, this L, I'm saying the length of this one, this is L, okay? So you will say in that case, this Q of AB, I'm talking about this portion of the rod only. Say, sir, that is nothing but Q times of this L. Now the point is how we can find this Q times of this L. Say, sir, this Q is equal to, that is lambda times L. How can we find this L? That will be exactly the answer. This is the only concept in this one. We are supposed to find this L. Listen to me very carefully. This angle is basically, kitna hai? 120 degrees. Can I say, if I say basically this one, ye hoga iska 60 and this will be exactly 60. Agar ye 60 hai in this triangle, if you try to focus on, if this is 60, this is 90, can I say this will be exactly 30? Bhai ye 30 hoga na, total 180 hai na, this will be 30, okay? And can I say this is basically the radius R, this is the radius R. Bhai radius hai na, spherical shell ka, idhar pe touch kar raha hai. It is touching at this one, okay? At the surface. Till surface. So if this is R, this is 30. Can I say in that case, this component will be exactly R cos 30. This is R cos of 30. And this length will be exactly also R cos of 30, 100%. Because this is R, this is 30, this is R cos of 30. Can you tell me how much is this AB length? You'll say, sir, AB length is basically how much? Twice R cos of 30. Hey, bhai, simple hai na. So मैं बोल सकता हूँ L is nothing but twice R cos of 30 degrees. By डालो ना इसमें, that is Q is equal to lambda times of 2R cos of 30 is how much? You'll say, sir, root 3 by 2. I don't know, इतना ही है कि पता नहीं क्या है. So Q is coming out to be, that is lambda R, and this is coming out to be, that is root 3. मिल गया हमें Q, ठीक है ना? Now we got this Q. This is the Q inside. ये इतना charge है ना? This is the amount of charge which is present on this AB part only. Understand? That AB part is inside this spherical shell. बस हो तो गया. Now we say, sir, flux is nothing but that is Q inside. You will say, sir, Q inside is lambda R root 3 by epsilon naught. This is coming out to be the flux, my dear brothers and sisters. So let's check which option is exactly the correct option. क्या निकला? Lambda R root 3. lambda r root 3 by epsilon naught. This is the correct option. Okay, this is root 2. Understand? So this is not the correct option. Understand? This is the correct option. Now let's basically check for this option B. So option B is correct over here. I'll just write option B tha ki A tha. Option A is correct. Option A is correct. Okay? Option A is in this one correct. Let's go for the another option, which is option number C, option number B and D. Okay? Option number B and D. It is saying that the Z component of the electric field is 0 at all the points on the surface of this one spherical shell. Fine. The electric field is normal to the electric field is exactly normal to the surface of the spherical shell at all the points. Understand? Now we need to basically go for this one. If you talk about this Z component of this electric field, understand? If I talk about the Z component of the electric field, it is very simple. Nah? If I talk about the Z component of the electric field in that case, can I say over here that the Z component of electric field will be something? See, this component is exactly killing this component. Exactly. So net will be exactly in this direction. Okay. If I talk about this one, see, this is the wire. Understand? If you take any of this one at this point, understand? If you take any of this one, because of this wire, at any point, we say Z component in that case is basically cancelling. Okay, if you take this one. So in that case, Z component is cancelling with the other component, with its other part if I am taking. Understand? Other part of this wire, other part of this wire. So in that case, Z component is basically cancelling. We say net is in this direction. So option C is basically correct. Understand? Option B is basically correct. Let's go for, this is just the, this one is basically theoretical part of this one. Electric field is normal to the surface at the spherical shell. What is this? It is saying that this option is exactly saying that this is what? This is the spherical shell. Over here, if I say electric field is something like this, this is the electric field, this is the electric field. It is saying that it is normal to the surface at all the points. Yehi bol raha hai na shayad? At all points, yeah. So over here, can you tell me what is normal? You'll say, sir, normal is this one. This is normal and this is electric field. And over here, this is normal and this is electric field. Yahan pe to true hai. Is wale point pe. Is wale point pe you will say, sir, this is normal and this is electric field. So which is absolutely incorrect. Option D is absolutely incorrect. Ye hai incorrect. A and B in this case are basically correct. I hope you got the feel of this one as well. ठीक है? Let's move on to the next one. This was asked in JEE Advanced 2018. And this question is exactly from, as I can see, the magnetic field is over here. So this is from the magnetism, okay? Come on. Moving charges and magnetism. Can you solve this one? Tell me which option is exactly correct. Okay? And yeah, one more important thing I want you people to basically tell over here, that is, see, in this case, the Z component of the electric field is saying that, see, because of this charged wire, if I talk about, okay? So we say electric field is only perpendicular. Understand? If this is a charged wire infinitely long, electric field is only, we take only the perpendicular component. Polar component of this one is always basically 0. That we have studied, derived already previously. Okay? I hope you got that. At all the points, if you take the spherical shell over here, understand? Now, we have this one. Come on. Can you solve this question? I want you people to tell me. Which are all the options which are exactly correct in this case. All of you, come on. Waiting for your answers. Tell me ASAP as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. What is the correct option in this case? What is the correct option in this case? Okay. Two infinitely long wires lie on the XY plane. Okay, it is something like this. Let me just try to make it over here. It'll be something like this. See, this is basically something like this. Two infinitely long wires. If I say, for example, the first one wire is something like this. Second is something like this. ठीक है और क्या लिखा है? Okay. This is at x is equal to plus minus r. ठीक है? ये वाला है, I would say this is at x is equal to that is plus r, or this one is exactly at x is equal to minus r. Okay, this is the infinitely long wire. Okay, this is something like this. ये एक अंदर जा रही है ऐसे, and second one is also going inside. So this is infinitely long wire, this is infinitely long wire. Okay, so we say this is infinitely long wire, this is infinitely long wire. At x is equal to plus minus r. We say current I1 and I2 are basically flowing in these two cases. So current through this one is, I call this as I1. Current in this one is, we say that is nothing but I2. इसको हम I1 बोलते हैं, इसको हम I2 बोलते हैं, ठीक है? A circular loop of radius r is basically something like this. It is given that this is a circular loop which is present over here. This is a circular loop, okay? In this circular loop, this is the current flowing. हाँ यही है. So this is basically the current flowing in the circular loop, and इसका जो ये coordinates of the circular loop are basically something like this: 0, 0, and root 3. That is the z coordinate. This is the z axis. Okay. So this is 0, 0, root 3 r. यही दिया है. हाँ 0, 0, root 3 r. The loop carries the constant current I that is flowing in the clockwise direction. ठीक है. यहाँ पे ये clockwise direction है. Constant current I. As seen from the current in the wire is this. Tuk 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 tuk. Fine. We are supposed to solve this question. We are supposed to solve it for A, B, C, D. This is a very nice question. Very beautiful question. This is definitely having the good level. I want you people to basically focus on this one completely. Listen to me very, 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 very carefully. Okay. Just try to have a look on this question. It is saying that let's go for the option number first. Let's solve for option number 1. Okay. Let's solve for option number 1. Let's solve for option number 1. Solve for option 1. Fine. This is the difference between mains and advanced questions. Okay. In this one, you have to just solve for all the options. But in mains problem, you just have to check which one is correct. Then you can move on. That's why the mains problem just take 5 seconds. It's take a bit longer than the mains question. Okay. But if your concepts are so clear, then you can solve it just in seconds, in microseconds, definitely. Now, in the first case, it is saying that I1 is equal to I2. If this current I1 is equal to I2, this current I1 is equal to I2, okay? In option number 1, I1 is equal to basically I2. Understand? We say basically all the two are positive going in upward direction. ऐसे दोनों जा रही है, ठीक है ना? In the first case, we are saying cannot magnetic field, then magnetic field cannot be equal to 0 at the origin. It is saying that in that case, अगर ऐसा scene है, if this I1 is equal to I2, option 1 is saying if I1 is equal to I2, in that case, the magnetic field at this origin cannot be equal to 0. Cannot be equal to 0. Cannot be equal to 0. We are supposed to check this one. ठीक है? ये थोड़ा सा vectors की तरफ ये question है. अब देखो. Now listen to me very carefully. We are saying I1 is equal to I2 in this case and are in basically what we say positive. We take it positive, upward. ये इसको upward, inward or inward, upward, whatever you say. We say this is what? हम इसको positive लेते हैं. We take this as positive. Understand? Now, if I ask you, because of this wire, at this point, magnetic field will be something by ये पढ़ा है ना? ना पढ़ा है ना सबने? If there is a wire which carries the current I, at this point, if we place a magnetic compass, okay, compass needle, that starts deflecting. Understand? So means there is a magnetic field present over here. So this current carrying wire produces the magnetic field around it. We say over here magnetic field will be. So इसकी वजह से, इस wire की वजह से, because of this wire, the magnetic field will be produced at this point for sure. इस वाले point पे magnetic field will be produced. How exactly? What will be the direction of that? You take your right hand, understand? Place your thumb along the direction of current. इसको current की direction में लगाओ. Curl your fingers. Tuk tuk tuk. So we say at this point, if this is going inside, this is in 3D. This wire I, this I1 is basically going inside, अंदर की तरफ. Place your thumb along the direction of current. Curl your fingers. So this is gonna give you the direction of magnetic field. So can I say over here it is in upward direction if I am placing the thumb along this current? So you'll say, sir, yes. It is very simple now. So this is basically, I call this as B1. Okay. If this is B1, now let's check the direction of magnetic field of this one. Say, sir, place your thumb along the direction of current and check what is the direction of magnetic field. Curl your fingers. So that is giving you in the downward direction. So ये है downward direction. That is nothing but this is B2. B1 is in the upward direction. B2 is in the downward direction. B2 in upward direction. B1 in upward direction. B2 downward direction. Now there is a loop. How to find? See, if there is a loop, circular loop, because of this loop, the magnetic field will be basically produced. Understand? इस वाले पॉइंट पे कितना मैग्नेटिक फील्ड होगा. देयर इज अ लूप, current carrying loop. This current carrying loop produces the magnetic field. Understand? So how can we find the direction of that? Curl your fingers along the direction of current. In case of wire, place your thumb along the direction of this wire and check what is the direction of magnetic field. Understand? In case of this one, okay, in case of this one, place your thumb along the direction of current. Sorry, place your fingers, curl your fingers along the direction of current. Thumb is pointing downwards. So in this case, because of this one, we say magnetic field at this point will be something like this. We call this as B3. If this is first one, second one, and this is the third one, we say basically this is B3. You just tell me one thing. Over here, B1 is in the upward direction. We say B2 is in the downward direction. And we say B3 is also in the downward direction. Can you just tell me, is option A correct or is option A incorrect over here? This is just simple case of vectors in this case, okay? B3 is basically in the downward direction. Understand? It is saying that cannot be equal to 0. It is very simple. Bhai ye ek upar se hai, do niche se hai. Understand? This and both are basically in the downward direction. So at B, we say at origin, we say magnetic field cannot be equal to 0. So can I say option 1 is correct? 100%. Pala option correct hai, 100%. So option A is basically correct. It is saying that cannot be equal to 0. Now basically let's solve it for option number B. Let's solve it for option number B. In option number B, what exactly it is saying? In option number B, it is saying that I1 is greater than 0. ठीक है, means I1 is positive. I2 is less than 0. I1 is greater than 0. I2 is less than 0. In that case, we need to change the direction of this I2. Less than 0 बोल रहा है ना, so मैं बोलूंगा this will be in the downward direction because we say positive current in upward direction, negative current in the downward direction. When we say कितना क्या है I2 is less than 0. I1 is greater than 0. Now see, because of this one, magnetic field will be still upwards, okay, at this point. Because of this one, how will be the magnetic field? अब ये जा रहा है इसी direction में, ठीक है ना? This is basically going in this direction. So at this point, can I say this magnetic field will be also in the upward direction in that case? भाई ये नीचे की direction में जा रहा है ना, कैसे? Confuse कर रहा है, हाँ, ऐसे. It is something like this, going outwards. At this point, it will be in the upward direction. समझ आ रहा है? इसको छोड़ो. I'm talking about this one. This is the current. Understand? Going in something like this. Place your thumb along the direction of this current. Curl your fingers. So it is basically in the upward direction in that case. So can we say over here, this will be the, अगर मैं B2 को यहाँ से rub करूँ, so this will be exactly the direction of B2, 100%. B1, B2 in upward direction. Because of this coil at this point origin, B3 is in the downward direction. Now, B1 and B2, we say both of these are exactly equal to this one. Understand? So in that case, this can be exactly equal to 0. They'll cancel each out, and at this point, this will come out to be 0. So we say option B अच्छा ये क्या बोल रहा है ऑप्शन B can be equal to 0 at the origin. हाँ, तो in that case we say basically this is exactly correct. This is saying correct. Okay, option B is in that case basically correct in this one. Understand? B at this one we say B net in that case is basically 0. Fine, this is option B. Let's solve it for option C. Okay, option C is basically saying what? Option C is saying that I1 is less than 0, I2 is greater than 0. I1 is less than 0, I2 is greater than 0. Means I1 is less than 0 and we say I2 is greater than 0. Understand? Now we need to change the direction according to this one. अब देखो, इसको मैं करता हूं कुछ ऐसे. I1 is greater than 0. I1 greater than 0 है क्या? I1 is less than 0. I1 is less than 0. I1 is less than 0. I2 is greater than 0. I1 is less than 0, so this will be the direction. I2 is greater than 0, this will be exactly the direction. Understand? अब बोलो मुझे इस वाले point पे how the magnetic field is gonna be. Come on. Will that be equal to 0? I want you people to tell me in the live chat in that case, okay? बोलो मुझे, how will be the magnetic field at this point? Come on, I'm waiting for your answers. Tell me how will be the magnetic field in that case? Okay, I2 is basically in the positive direction, in the upward direction. Okay, now see, because of this one we say magnetic field at this point will be in the downward direction. By isko place karo, downward aa raha hai na, so this is what, are yaar, shit man. Okay, I'll just create it. We say at this point in the downward direction, this will be exactly iski wajah se B1 and B2 is basically, ab ye bhi downward aayega, theek hai, this is B2, and because of this one, curl your fingers, at this point this is the magnetic field, at this point this is what we call B3. Can I say B net at origin is nothing but that is B1 plus B2 plus B3. So we say in that case I1 is less than 0, I2 is greater than 0, B can be equal to 0 at the origin, which is absolutely incorrect. B cannot be equal to 0 in that case. Now I1 is equal to I2, then Z component of magnetic field at the center of the loop is nothing but, understand? So we are supposed to find if this I1 is equal to I2. In that case, we are supposed to find the magnetic field at the center of the loop. Z component of the magnetic field. Understand? Z component. This is a very important one. अब मुझे बोलो इसको क्या करेंगे? You'll say, sir, in that case, this is I2 and this is I1. Both are in the same direction. Understand? So this is basically what we call the option 4. So option C is incorrect. Now let's check for the option 4. If I1 is equal to I2, okay? If I1 exactly is equal to the I2, we are supposed to find in that case what will be the Z component of this magnetic field. Now, if I just try to make it something like this, okay? Ab suno, this is a very nice one, I would say. Ye kuch aise aayega. So this is a loop over here, okay? So I'm saying basically I'm trying to make this in a 2D right now. So this is the current, I would say that is I2, and this is the current, I would say this is I1. Yeah, aise tha na? This I1 current was going inside, this I2 current was going inside, and we were supposed to find the magnetic field at this point. वो हमने देखा. इसके अंदर place और thumb along the direction of this current, फिर यहाँ पे निकाला. Now the point exactly in this case is this is I2 and this is I1. We are supposed to find the Z component of magnetic field at this point. ठीक है, इस वाले point पे current I is flowing in this loop. Now see, we have studied previously Ampere's law. Say, according to the Ampere's law, if I say, for example, this is a wire. Understand, this is an infinitely long wire which is going inside the plane of this board. This is the wire. At this point, if I tell you at R distance, I current is flowing through this one. How to find the magnetic field at this point? You'll say, sir, make an Ampere's loop. ऐसे, ठीक है? So, such make sure this point on which you are supposed to find the magnetic field that should lie on the Ampere's loop. फिर तुम लोग यहाँ से यहाँ पे निकालते थे Ampere's law की वजह से you were supposed to find the magnetic field at this point. This was the exact scenario. Same is the case we are gonna be basically doing over here. Listen to me very carefully. This is the infinitely long wire. अब ये ऐसे this wire is basically on the board, something like this. Now this wire is going inside, so you don't confuse yourself. Just try to have a focus on this, on what I'm trying to say. This is exactly the same figure but in two dimensions, okay? 2D. So can I say this is a wire over here at this point? You're supposed to find the magnetic field. You'll say, sir, we'll basically make an Ampere's loop. That will be something like this, okay? This is like this over here. Over here will be something like this. And we were saying that such that the magnetic field in that case is perpendicular to the loop. Understand? We say that is perpendicular to the loop. Now you just tell me one thing. In that case, we say at this point, if I just try to find out the magnetic field, can I say if this is, for example, इसको मैं लेता हूं ये वाला distance, this is at R distance, ये वाली R distance, I would say that will be exactly something like this is perpendicular to this one. ये वाले को perpendicular होगा ना. So I call, for example, this is as B2. Okay, same goes for this one. Because of this one, you'll make the another loop that will be something like this. Understand? So इसको मैं ऐसे connect, I'll just connect it something like this. You'll say, sir, that will be something like this. This will be B1. This will be perpendicular to this one. Fine. Now, if I just resolve this one, B1, this is the Z component, okay? This is Z and this is X. ये मैंने पहले ही बोला. In the question it is given that. So, if I just resolve this B in two components, you will say, sir, one component will be along this one and another component will be along this one. इसका one component will be along this one, another component will be along this one. So this will exactly cancel this one. Both are at same distance. ये वाला x is equal to यहाँ से लेकर, this is at x is equal to minus r, this is at x is equal to plus r. Okay, same. And this distance is also same, this distance is also same. Center of the loop. So we say z component of these electric fields because of magnetic fields, because of this wire is zero. इन दो की वजह से zero है. Now Z component of the magnetic field, net magnetic field will be because of the loop only. By loop की वजह से, because of this loop, curl your fingers, thumb is pointing in the downward direction. So this will be the magnetic field. Understand? How much will be that? इधर से देखता हूं मैं कितना है वो. That will be mu naught times I by 2r. So that will be mu naught times I by 2r. अब negative क्यों? Because this is in the downward direction. Curl your fingers along the direction of this current. Thumb is pointing downwards. This is the magnetic field. So net magnetic field at this point will be in the z direction. That will be only because of the loop. Because of this one and this one, that is zero. Because they are cancelling their z component. इनका जो net है, that is along x only. Understand? That's along x. Because of this one, it will be because of the loop only. So now let's check for the option number D. If I1 is equal to I2, then z component of the magnetic field at the center of the loop is mu naught times by 2r. सही तो है. It is because of the loop only. Because of those, it is cancelling. So इसकी वजह से this one. Option D is correct. तो कौन कौन है? A, B and D are correct in this case. So we say A, B, D are correct. Okay, this is the exact situation. Let's move on to the next one. We have so many questions today. It's gonna take a lot of time. Okay. What's the time, man? Now, this question exactly on the screen from the electrostatics once again. Okay. Not that difficult, very simple question. A particle of mass m, this much is basically the mass of the particle, understand? Charge 1 coulomb, okay? 10 raised power minus 3 kg charge, 1 coulomb exactly is initially at rest. It is initially at rest. At time t is equal to 0, the particle comes under the influence of electric field. We say at t is equal to 0, the particle is at rest. Ye mast hoke rest pe. Now we are basically placing this particle in an electric field. Understand? It comes under the influence of electric field, or we are placing this inside the electric field, one and the same thing. Okay, of electric field, that is given this one. E naught sine of omega t in I cap, that's in the I cap direction, okay? Plus x. So we say where E naught is this one. 1 Newton per coulomb, okay? And we say over here that is nothing but, this omega is nothing but that is 10 raised power 3 rad per sec, okay? This omega, this is ye omega, na? 10 raised power 3 rad per sec, okay? So consider the effect of electric force on the particle. We are supposed to take the maximum speed. Okay. So see, I'll just tell you, I'll make you understand what is the exact situation. Okay. Yes, this is OP session. See, what exactly I'm trying to say you over here, there is a charge, exactly, understand, which is initially at rest. T is equal to 0, it is at rest. Now we are taking this charge, placing it in an electric field. Now this electric field will basically apply the force on this charged particle, it will start moving. After some time, understand, we are supposed to find how much will be the maximum velocity of this particle if the electric field is given something like this and the details are something like this. Understand? What will be the maximum speed attained by this particle? By maximum speed attained by the particle. This is not the question from electrostatics. This is more of a question of kinematics. Okay. Over here. Now I want you people to exactly focus on this one. Listen to me very carefully. We are supposed to find what? That is nothing but velocity. Ab velocity, acceleration is equal to F by m. Ab dekho, why am I taking this one? Why am I starting from this equation? Because see, we can find the force. Electric field is given, we can find the force. Okay. And acceleration we can find over here. And more importantly, we can basically find what? Mass is given. Mass is given. That's why I'm starting from this one. You'll say, sir, how? Listen to me. We say force is nothing but if we place a charge in an electric field, by ye pada hai na? If this is a charge, understand? This is an electric field. We are placing a charge in this electric field. It will experience a force of Q times E. So isko डालो. That's why I'm using this formula, starting from this formula itself. So you'll say, sir, Q times of this E by this M exactly. I can just put it over here. ठीक है ना? अब E is given over here. E तो दिया है, Q भी दिया है. Charge is this 1 coulomb. बात खत्म. So can I just say simply in that case, this A is nothing but that is Q by this M. What is the value of E? You will say, sir, this is E naught, and that is sine of this is omega t. I can simply write it like that. Fine. Now, sir, where is this velocity? We are supposed to find the maximum speed. We are supposed to find the maximum speed. Can we just write A is equal dv by dt? Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with time. How fast velocity is changing. So we say this dv by this dt is exactly equal to, that is Q by this M, and this is E naught, and this will be exactly sine of this is omega t in that case. Very simple, very basics. Okay. Now, can you just take it over here? Yes, sir, we can do it. So this will be dv is equal to, that is nothing but this is Q by this M, and this is E naught, and this is sine of this is omega t, and this will be exactly this is dt. So we got this one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Okay. Now the point exactly is, sir, we need to do some integration stuff because we are supposed to find the maximum speed. Understand? By speed nikalna. Acceleration is given. We are supposed to find the speed. Integration hi karenge na. If velocity is given, we are supposed to find acceleration. We differentiate. Understand? Agar acceleration is given, you are supposed to find velocity. Yahan pe hum differentiate karte hain. And in this case, we integrate. Understand? Reverse process. If you want the exact feel of this one, if you want the next level feel of this one, watch my differentiation basic mathematics lecture, one shot on JEE English Unacademy. That's going to give you the exact feel of this one. Why do we differentiate exactly in order to find this rate of change? Because this acceleration is rate of change velocity. And why do we integrate? Why do we do the reverse process? In order to find this, यहाँ से velocity अगर हमें चाहिए इसे. So that's why in order to find the speed, acceleration was given. इसको कर दो ना यार ये. तो यहाँ पे इसको integrate कर दो. So we'll say basically, sir, integration. Now the point is from where to where. You'll say, sir, integration of this is dv is equal to, that's Q by M E naught sine of omega t into dt. That is Q by this M E naught sine of omega t, and this will be exactly, that is nothing but this is dt. Now listen to me very carefully. It is saying that initially particle is 0. At time t is equal to 0, particle is equal to 0. Understand? At time t is equal to 0 with respect dt. At time t is equal to 0, in velocity of particles at rest, so velocity is 0. I'm saying after some time, it has gained the velocity. That is the maximum velocity. Time हमें निकालना है ना वही. This is उस time पे its velocity is v. So क्या मैं बोल सकता हूँ integration of dv? Ab limits is from 0 to v. This will be v only. V minus 0 v only. So this will be exactly, take this Q by this M out, and this will be E naught out. Integration of 0 to t, and this will be what? That is sine of omega t, and this will be exactly in that case this will be dt. Very simple, very basics. Okay, I hope you're getting this one. No confusion is happening over here. अब इसको कर दो इंटीग्रेट. क्या मैं लिख सकता हूं this v will be nothing but that is Q by M, and this is exactly that is E naught. I can simply say it like that. अब इसका integration of sine of omega t. Say, sir, minus cos of omega t, and this will be from 0 to t exactly. ठीक है? अब इसमें लिमिट्स डालो. V is equal to, that is nothing but Q by this M, and this is exactly E naught. इसको मैं लिख सकता हूं, first of all you put the upper limit. Okay, इसको बाहर रखो, इसको ऐसे बड़ा बनाओ. So you will say negative outside, and this is cos of omega t, minus when you put the 0 it will become cos of 0 exactly in that case. So क्या मैं लिख सकता हूं, V is equal to, that is nothing but Q by this M, this is E naught, and this will be exactly, इसको मैं लिखूंगा minus cos of omega t, and this will be cos 0 is 1, so this will be plus 1 exactly in that case. अब इधर लिखता हूं, कितनी स्लाइड्स है? 1 2 3 1 2 2 दो स्लाइड्स है. इससे हाँ चलो हाँ, we can basically use it. So we have this one exactly. अब इसको करो 1 minus cos of omega t. So we can write V is equal to, sorry sine of omega t. If you integrate this one, we are supposed to integrate it internally also. Understand? Partial क्या बोलते हैं उसको, chain rule. Okay, so इसका differentiation will come out to be over here, that is omega. So this will be omega. अब इस omega को when you take this omega exactly out, So this will be omega m. So this will be omega m. Sorry. Okay. So integration of this one, sine of omega t is what? We say cos of omega t, and differentiation of this angle, that will be in the denominator, that's omega. So ये हो गया ऐसे, ठीक है? So I can definitely write V is equal to Q E naught by omega m, that is Q E naught by omega m, and this is 1 minus cos of omega t. Ab suno, see, this charge is exactly again, forget about this one. E naught, forget about this one, constant. This one, forget about this one. This one, forget about this one. All are basically constant. So basically this V depends upon what? That is cos of omega t. Understand? Now you want the maximum speed. Understand? In this question it is given that you want the maximum speed. When is the maximum speed? So if you want this quantity to be maximum, value of this has to be what? -1. Tabhi ho jayega na. -1 is, this will be +2. So that will get multiplied over here. So in that case, if you want V to be maximum, we say cos of omega t has to be -1. Understand? Isko dal do idhar. So V is equal to, that is nothing but Q E naught, because it eventually depends upon this one only. So omega, and this is m1 minus, and this is -1 exactly. Okay. So V is equal to, that is nothing but, isko ho jayega 2Q, this is E naught by omega, this is m. अब डाल दो वैल्यूज. सो दिस इज 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय, ये कितना दिया था एग्जैक्टली? 1 था शायद. ओके, दिस वाज 1. ये 1 कूलम्स, ये भी है 1. चलो ये है 10 रेज पावर 3, एंड और क्या था? मास इज बेसिकली 10 रेज पावर -3. सो दिस इज 1 अपॉन, दिस इज 10 रेज पावर 3, 10 रेज पावर -3. दिस विल कम आउट टू बी एग्जैक्टली, दैट इज 2 मीटर पर सेकेंड. किधर लिख दूं? Is 2 meter per second. This was asked in JEE Advanced 2018. Let's move on to the next one. The question from JEE Advanced 2015. Can you solve this question? Tell me. Do let me know in the live chat, man. Which of the options are exactly correct in this one? Okay, the figures below depict two situations. Tick, 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 tick. Let me just make you understand. Okay, we have this wire over here. ये है एक wire. Two infinitely straight static line charges. Understand? This is a wire. You can consider it's having the linear charge or density, that is lambda. And there is this another wire which is having the linear charge density lambda. अब we are placing the minus q charge. Okay, इधर पे हम डाल रहे हैं इसको. Listen to me very carefully. We are placing a positive charge plus q charge in this one, and we are taking the two wires, same two wires. Okay, and afterwards we are placing the negative charge. Okay, इसमें हम डाल रहे हैं, that is nothing but negative charge. Okay, positive charge and negative charge, they are in equilibrium. Understand? Initially they are in equilibrium. The point charge x distance, so small displacement, equilibrium position, then which of the correct statements are correct? Okay, so we have this charge, we have this wire over here, line charge wire, whatever you say. This is the another one, this is the another one. Ye same hai, and initially for the first time we are placing the positive charge plus q, and afterwards in the second time we are placing the negative charge, that is minus q. Okay, now the point exactly, it is saying that if we displace this charge, understand, for example something like this towards this line, if we displace this one towards this one, understand, so it is saying that both charges execute simple harmonic motion. They will start doing the simple harmonic motion to and fro. This will also start performing the to and fro motion. We need to check. Okay, both charges continue to move in the direction of their displacement. This charge, if we displace this one, this will keep on moving in the direction of the displacement only. This will start moving in the direction of the displacement only. Understand? That's what we need to exactly check. Let's solve for option number A first. Okay, listen to me very carefully. If I say, for example, I have displaced this charge by an amount of, for example, this is कितना है ये, मैं बोलूंगा x. Okay, this is x towards this one. Now you just tell me one thing. At this point, Now see, if I say for example ये कितना है, ये कुछ होगा ना, this is R, whatever you say. At this point on this one the force will act, I call that F1. Because of this wire I'm talking about, okay? Because of this wire, this is applying the force on this one in this direction. Now because of this wire, understand, this is the infinitely long wire, this will apply the force on this one in this direction. I call that for example F2. Okay, so at the middle, यहाँ पे center में, the amount of force this was applying on this one, same amount of force this line was applying on this one. So this was at equilibrium, this was in equilibrium. But right now what is happening over here, what is exactly happening over here is that, so we say over here, that is this force F1 is acting on this one, F2 is acting on this one. Can I say in that case this F net will be exactly F1 minus F2? This F1 will be more than this F2, because this F1, because this is nearer to this one, this is nearer to this line charge. If the charge is nearer to this line charge, this will apply more force on this one. Distance between these two is less. If the distance decreases, force increases. So this will apply more force on this one. You go away, more repulsive force. So F1 will be more. And this will apply less force on this one. So this will try to push this in this backward direction. Understand? So when it reaches the equilibrium position, it will be having some kinetic energy. Understand? So it will not stop at its equilibrium position. It will cross the equilibrium position. So when it reaches over here, again, at this point, when it reaches over here, this will apply the force on this one. I call that F2. And this will apply the force on this one. I call that F1, repulsive force, okay, because this is positive charge. So in that case, F net will come out to be once again, that is that will be F2 minus F1, because over here F2 will be more, because this is the distance is less. Now again it will push it back. So this is the scenario which keeps on happening over here. So this will be the simple harmonic motion of this one. So this positive charge will do the SHM, simple harmonic motion. This is the point number one. What about this one, negative charge? Now, if you displace this negative charge over here by the distance of, for example, I say x, by the distance of this x, now at this x, what is the force acting on this one? You will say, sir, F1, because of this one. That will be attractive. This will attract this negative charge, because this is positively. This will attract its negative charge. And this will attract this one, F2. Okay. Now see, over here F1 will be more, and it is towards this one. So this and this F2 will be less. So we say F1 is less than F2, and this F1 is always also in towards this line charge only. So this will keep on moving in this direction only. So this will not perform the SHM, because if this force was repulsive, in that case it will perform the SHM. But over here we say this will keep on moving along the direction of displacement only. We say this is the direction of displacement. So what is the option? Both will perform the simple harmonic motion? Absolutely incorrect. Both charges continue to move in the direction of their displacement is absolutely correct, because only negative charge will keep moving in the direction of their displacement. Charge plus Q executes simple harmonic motion, while negative charge continues to move in direction of its displacement. Absolutely correct. This will keep on moving in the direction of its displacement. This will perform the this will execute the simple harmonic motion. This is incorrect. Option C is in this correct. Okay, option C is basically correct. Let's move on to the next question. This is exactly the question, one of the beautiful questions, I feel. Okay. So I want you people to basically tell me how much is exactly this. How much is exactly the speed of that particle, okay? Come on. Average speed we are supposed to find in this one, okay? Tell me. I'll just try to make the figure of this one. How many more questions do we have? Okay, we have few more questions. It's gonna take a bit of our time over here. Okay, listen to me very carefully. This is the question. In XY plane, the region Y is greater than 0, has a uniform magnetic field B1, K, this one exactly, okay? And this region is Y is less than 0, has another magnetic field, this one. Positively charged particle is projected. Now see, we exactly have a region something like this. Okay, this is basically, I say R1, and this is basically, that is R2. This is the region 1 and this is the region 2. Okay, come on, can you solo this one? So we say this is the region R1 and this is the region R2. Okay, and in this case we have launched the particle exactly something like this with a velocity, I call that V0. Okay, V0 diya na? Sorry, yes, so that is pi meter per second. Okay, this is the V0. So this is the region, this one, this is the region, this one, and in this one magnetic field is basically given as, we say this is the region 1, region 2. In this case magnetic field is basically given as, that is for example B1, and in this case magnetic field is basically given as, that is nothing but, we say B2. Understand? And this is in the k cap direction, in outward direction. This is also in the outward direction. Okay, so we are supposed to find what will be the average speed of the particle if the particle is basically moving something like this. Is a very good question that we need to exactly focus on, that we need to exactly focus right now. Okay, listen to me very carefully, listen to me very carefully. Okay, this is the magnetic field B1 and this is the magnetic field B2, and in this case it is given that B2 is basically 4 times of this B1 exactly. ये हमें दिया है. This is the condition that we are exactly given. B2 is 4 times of B1. Listen to me very carefully. We have studied previously, if this is a magnetic field, this is the magnetic field which is coming out, because this is B1K in K cap. This is also B2 K cap. This is coming out. This is also coming out. We have studied previously, if we have a magnetic field, it is for example something like this. Understand? Which is coming out, going in. For example, this is the inverse cross. We represent cross with the inverse. The invert magnetic field over here. Understand? And if we basically launch a charge, if we basically launch a particle in this one with a velocity v, this is a charge. Okay, this charge is moving with a velocity v in this magnetic field such that V is perpendicular to B. In this case, we are launching this particle perpendicularly. By magnetic field is going inwards. We are launching the particle something like this, ऐसे ऊपर. So this angle between B and V is 90 degrees over here. We have observed, we have basically studied in that case, that is nothing but this particle will start the circular motion. This will move in a circular path. The path of this will be something like this exactly. Understand? The path of this will be something like this. Now, we have studied this case as well. That is nothing but, if for example, this is the magnetic field. Okay, this is the magnetic field. If you launch a particle, for example, something like this, this is a particle at, for example, some angle. In that case, this velocity will have 2 components. This is the velocity, forward velocity, and this is what one of its component, if this is v cos theta, and this will be its v sin theta, this one. Okay, so we say in that case, this will drag the particle in the forward direction, and this, because of this perpendicular component, this will do the circular motion. So resultant path of the particle will be something like this. This is the helical path. This I have told you in the detail in our special classes exactly. Okay, this I have told you in the detail in our special classes. Okay, now see, so in this case the particle is entering this magnetic field. This is in y direction. Okay, the velocity is in y direction over here. Okay, and this is k cap, outward direction. Can I say this will perform the circular motion? Proof over here I have given you. Okay, you'll say, sir, how, what will be the direction of this force in that case? By palm rule. Place your fingers along the direction of magnetic field. Place your thumb along the direction of this velocity. So in that case, palm is facing in this direction. Ye right ki taraf hoga. Okay, in this direction. So we say this will be what? This will be the direction of magnetic force. By magnetic force act karenge na, that will be towards the center. At this point, when the charge is over here, this will be the velocity. Up, place your fingers along the direction of what? That is magnetic field. Place your thumb along the direction of velocity. Palm is facing downwards. यहाँ पे ऐसे force लगेगा, यहाँ पे ऐसे लगेगा, यहाँ पे ऐसे लगेगा. So force will be towards the center. We say in that case, this magnetic force becomes the centripetal force. So we say in that case, this magnetic force is equal to the centripetal force. So हम ये बोलते हैं, this is the condition. Fm is equal to, that is Fc, centripetal. ठीक है ना? इसका हम we basically calculated the radius of the circular path as well, time period as well, understand, angular frequency, everything we have calculated. Now ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. So if this particle is entering this magnetic field which is coming out perpendicularly, you can say, sir, this will perform the what? This will perform क्या नाम है, circular motion. And towards what? Force will be acting towards this side, because in this case magnetic field was going out. ये ऐसे है. So this is the particle. Understand? Velocity of the particle. Place your thumb along the direction of velocity. Place your fingers along the direction of magnetic field. Thumb is pointing इधर से. So it will be something like this. You'll say, sir, it will be something like this. Okay? यहाँ पे. ठीक है? Fine. And in that case, this will be exactly the radius. Okay? This is the radius. I call this as R1. But इसका radius हो गया ना, the path of this circular motion. Circular path. It will be having the radius. This one. How can we find the radius? You'll say, sir, Fm is equal to Fe. इसको लिखता हूं इधर. So we say in that case, we have studied this relation, that is nothing but, sir, Fm is equal to, that is Fc. By, if a particle is moving in a circle, centripetal force, magnetic force is acting towards the center, we say that's equal to the centripetal force. Centripetal force खुद से कुछ नहीं होता, ठीक है ना, दूसरे से बनता है. So that's why I'm saying. So we say, this is what? That is QVB, magnetic force, QVB sine of theta, Q into V cross B, where theta is the angle between V and B. Over here, it is 90 degrees, because ये magnetic field है, this is the velocity, okay, and this is magnetic field, angle between this and this is 90 degrees, so sine 90 is 1, so Fc, centripetal force, that is mv square by this r, ye, can I just write this r will be exactly, that is this mv by this qb, ठीक है ना, we calculate this r, इसको इधर लेके जाओ, इसको इधर लेके जाओ, mv by qb, this came out to be the radius, so this r1 exactly will be the radius over here. So when the same particle enters the another magnetic field, understand, in that magnetic field radius will exactly change, because radius depends upon the magnetic field. If radius increases, magnetic field decreases, because we say r is inversely proportional to 1 by r is inversely proportional to this b. Magnetic field increases in this case, we say radius decreases. Now can you just tell me over here, we know that b is equal to, that is 4 times of b1. If B1 if this is B2, so means B2 is 4 times B1. In that case, can I say radius will be R dash will be exactly R by 4. Radius will be decreased by 4 times. So can I say this will be the path of that one? So this is what, this is the radius. I call this as R2. This radius has been decreased by 4 times. That's why I'm just writing it over here. Something like this. Fine. This is a very good question. Very good question. Now what we are supposed to find in this case is nothing but average speed of the particle in meter per second along x-axis, Now you just tell me one thing. We say, sir, average speed is nothing but, we'll say total distance traveled upon in x-axis, along x-axis, along x-axis upon total time, okay? This is how we find. You just tell me one thing. How much is the total distance traveled? If it starts from A and it reaches B and then it comes to C, something like this. We'll say, sir, total distance traveled along X. We'll say, sir, that will be this much A to B from B to C. Understand that one. So can I say this is R1, this radius. This is the semicircle. This is the radius R1. This is the radius R1. This is R2 and this is exactly, that is R2. So can I say total distance traveled along X by displacement hota, that is A to C. Displacement is still A to C only. But I'm talking about, yes, but I'm talking about in this case, total distance, that will be from A to B, B to C. That will be how much? R1 plus R1, that is twice R1, and R2 plus R2, that's twice R2. I hope you get it, okay? So I can say total distance is nothing but twice R1 plus twice R2 exactly. Now, can you just tell me what is the value of this R1 and what is the value of this R2? You'll say, sir, this is how we are supposed to calculate the R1 and R2. See, R1, if I just try to write, mass is same, velocity of the particle V0, that is same, I'll keep that V only. Charge is exactly same. 1 second. एक सेकंड भाइयों. Okay, so we say in that case Charge is basically same because this is the same charge which is traveling the same distance, understand the entire distance, and magnetic field is different because this is having magnetic field B1, this is having B2. So can I say in that case this will be MV, kya tha yaar? That is MV by QB, MV by QB. So upon, I'll just write this is Q and I call this as B1 because this is moving in the magnetic field 1. Radius of that is basically R1. So plus, I'll just write twice, this is R2 ke badle. Can I simply say this will be nothing but that is MV, same upon, this is Q and B2. Instead of B2, I'll just directly write that is 4 times of B1 because we know this is 4 times of B1. So मैं लिखूंगा यहाँ पे 4 times of this is B1. So this is the equation number 1. So we got the value of this total distance. ठीक है? Now total time. How to find the time exactly? So first of all, you just tell me one thing. First of all, you just tell me one thing. How to find the time? You'd say, sir, first of all, we'll find what? That is omega because we know T is equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay, time period is this one. In case of this time period is this one. We'll try to find this omega. Let me just tell you one thing. In order to find the time, first take the radius only. Understand? I'll say R is equal to that is MV by QB. MV by this is QB in this case. This is the radius of the circle. Okay. If I just find the time in this case, time period, how much will be the time period in this case? Okay. If I just find the time period in that case, you'll say, sir, it is very simple in that case. It is very simple. How? Because we know V is equal to R times of omega. Over here, can I say R will be V by omega in this case? This is the entire derivation that I'm showing you again and again. So that will be V by this omega will be simply in that case, that is MV by this is QB exactly. Can I say it's something like that only? So this ko main kaat dunga. So omega will be something that is QB by this M over here. So this is omega. Understand? We got this omega. Ab zara time bolo. So you'll say, sir, time will be exactly 2 pi by this omega. So omega is kitna? You'll say, sir, that is QB by this M. So you'll say, sir, 2T is equal to 2 pi by this is QB by M. So T will come out to be that is 2 pi M by QB. Question khatam. Okay. Now tell me, you'll say, sir, total time is basically T1 plus this T2 exactly. Understand? The amount of time it is taking from this point to this point plus the amount of time it is taking from this point to this point. That is T1 plus T2. Okay. T1 plus T2. Yes. So now in that case, can I just write it over here? So T will be exactly equal to, you'll say, sir, this one, T1. What is the value of this T1? Dal do isme. 2 pi QB1. So you'll say, sir, that is 2 pi, this is M, and this is exactly, this is Q, and this will be exactly B1 plus. Okay. And I can simply say this is nothing but 2 pi, this will be M upon, this will be 4 times Q of B1. Because in case of T2, I'm writing ye. This is B2. Over here, it should be B2. So B2 is nothing but 4 times of this B1. Ab bolo, average, this is the equation number 2. You can definitely solve it. Average speed will come out to be total distance traveled. Now do the calculations by yourself. 2 mv by qb1. That is 2 mv by qb1 plus 2 mv by q 4 times qb1 upon, that is 2 pi m upon qb1 plus 2 pi m upon 4 qb1. Okay, solve it by yourself. It has to be exactly equal to kitna hai ye? It will come out to be approximately 2 meter per second. ये देख लेना 2 meter per second. ठीक है? So इसमें देखो क्या क्या cancel हो जाएगा. Do the cancellation part yourself. Okay, let's move on to this one. Okay. It is not recorded session. It's live session. Come on, man. I can say your name. What is this cat? Is it Schrodinger's cat? Angular frequency. It is recorded and all. It's a live session, bro. Is it recorded now? Okay. Fine, let's move on to the next one. This was also asked in JEE Mains, I guess 2020. Sorry, Advance. Yeah, this was asked in JEE Advanced 2020. Come on. So, how can we exactly solve this question? Very simple one. Not that difficult, man. Not that difficult. Okay, let me just tell you. For example, we have something like this. ये हमारे पास दो है. These are the two solid spheres exactly given over here of same mass. And charge are suspended in the air from the common point exactly tick 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 this. These are the two solid spheres. Solid sphere दिया है क्या? Yeah, two solid spheres. Understand? Charge is acting on this one. Charge is basically placed on these two solid spheres. Okay, and this angle is exactly given as alpha. This is exactly given as alpha. Now we are putting the two solid spheres in liquid. Okay, in any medium. Okay, in liquid, in any medium, two solid spheres. Okay, the angle between these two remains same. We call that alpha. Okay, fine. It is saying that we are supposed to comment on electric force between the spheres remains unchanged. Okay, this is in air and this is in क्या नाम है इसका liquid. Fine. We are supposed to say basically electric force between the two remains unchanged. Say, sir, how electric force will act? This is a charge, this is another charge. Understand? Yes. Yes, F by K times. Force will decrease by K times. We say this is a charge, this is another charge. Understand? So force between these two is electrostatic force. Over here, this will repel this one with the electrostatic, we say Fe, and this will repel with the electrostatic Fe. We'll just represent, we'll just show on one mass only. We'll get the answer of that one. Now see, when we place the same two charges in a liquid in any medium, force decreases by relative permittivity times or dielectric constant times, ER times or K times. Understand? Because relative permittivity is a concept, relative permittivity is a thing that tells us how much the force has been decreased in any medium as compared to the force in free space. That's why we say something like that. Force in any medium is F by K, that K. Understand? Kitna hai us free space mein, how much is in the free space divided by the K. Understand? That K is basically the dielectric constant. Okay, we define this dielectric constant something like this also, or this relative permittivity something like this also, that this relative permittivity tells us how much permittivity will be in any medium as compared to free space. Understand? You getting me? I have told you this in the detail in our electrostatics previously. Understand? Okay, permittivity basically permits its own field. In air, we say there is no permittivity of free space. In any medium, we say it creates its own permittivity, it permits its own field, due to which the interaction between the charges gets reduced, and due to which force between the two charges gets reduced. This is all the stuff that we have studied previously. In shortcut, we say if we place the two charges in any medium, the force in that medium reduces by F by K times. What is the, so over here, can I say this will be FB by 21? If this dielectric constant is given as 21, so it will be 21. So option 1 is incorrect. Force between the two spheres remains unchanged, which is absolutely incorrect. Electric force between the spheres reduces. Yes, it gets reduced initially if it is, for example, something, finally it is that force by 21. So we say this is correct. Mass density of the sphere is this one. Okay, isko dekhte hain. Tension in the string holding the sphere remains unchanged. This is what we are supposed to say. Listen to me very carefully. If I say this is the electrostatic force over here, can I say this will be mg? Okay, and if this is mg, you will say, sir, this is the tension. And if this is alpha, this will be exactly alpha by 2. Alpha by 2, this is alpha by 2. ये यहाँ से, ठीक है? So can I say this will be t cos of alpha by 2, and this will be exactly t sine of alpha by 2. ठीक है? This is t sine of alpha by 2. This is t cos of alpha by 2. Now इस वाले केस में, say sir, this is mg, and if we are placing this in a liquid, on this buoyant force will basically act in the upward direction. Say sir, in this direction exactly t cos of alpha by 2 will act, because this alpha remains constant in the liquid as well. This is alpha by 2. This is t sine of alpha by 2 exactly. And in this iteration, you'll say, sir, Fe by 21. Because why? Because this is in the liquid. This force will be decreased by Fe by 21. Understand? Yes. So we say in that case, and in the upward direction, we say this is nothing but that is Fb. Fine. These are the forces. Now balance these forces, get the answer. In the first case, can I say this is, अब देखो shortcut में बताऊं कि ये बताऊं. अच्छा चलो, T sine of alpha by 2 is equal to Fe and T cos of alpha by 2 is equal to nothing but mg. And यहाँ से T sine of alpha by 2 is equal to, that is nothing but Fe by 21. T cos of alpha by 2 is nothing but mg minus Fb. mg minus Fb, yes, exactly. Yeah, mg minus Fb, exactly, 100%. So I can basically say it something like this. Can I say in this case, tan of alpha, I'm just balancing the forces. See, this is an equilibrium. This is an equilibrium state. Understand? So I'm saying upward forces are equal to downward forces. T cos of alpha by 2 is equal to mg. T sine of alpha by 2 is nothing but F is equal to Fe. So in that case, this by this, tan of alpha by 2, sine by cos is tan of alpha by 2 will be exactly equal to, that is nothing but Fe by this mg over here. Understand? अब यहाँ पे मुझे बोलो, I'll just write tan of alpha by 2 is equal to, that is nothing but, ये हो जाएगा Fe by 21. I'll just write 21 into this is mg minus this Fb exactly. I can simply say it like that. Beautiful question. Okay, beautiful question. Now you just tell me one thing. It is saying that let's solve for the option number 4 first. These two are done. The tension in the strings holding the spheres remains unchanged. The tension in the strings holding the spheres remains unchanged afterwards. Understand? You just tell me one thing. See, if I talk about this T cos of alpha by 2 is equal to mg, understand, or T cos of alpha by 2 is equal to this one. Fine. See, T sine of alpha by 2 is equal to Fe. So over here, I would say tension is equal to this one. Understand? So you will say, sir, T sine of alpha by 2 is equal to Fe by 21 exactly in this case. Now, if this electrostatic force change, can I say tension changes? अरे भाई ये same है ना यार. Tension, electrostatic force change, tension change. So this is exactly incorrect. This fourth option is exactly incorrect. Understand? Remains unchanged. So basically tension changes. Understand? Yes, yes. Fine. Now, let's solve for the option number 3. Let's solve for the option number 3. That is mass density of the sphere is basically this much. Let's try to find this one, mass density. You just tell me one thing. Tan of alpha by 2 is equal to this one. Tan of alpha by 2 is this one. Compare this one, this, make it this equal to this one. So can I say Fe is equal to, that is nothing but mg is equal to, that is nothing but Fe by 21. This will be mg minus this Fb exactly 100%. अब इसको काट दो, ठीक है? So what you will get exactly, that is mg minus is equal to 21. यहाँ से हो जाएगा mg minus this is Fb exactly. Fine. In the upward force, if you displace anything in the liquid in the upward direction, we say basically, yes, we say basically what? That is nothing but ये buoyant force will act on that one. Okay. So can I say over here क्या करें अब? एक काम करो, इसको इधर लेके आओ. So this will be mg by 21 exactly. This will be mg by minus this Fb exactly. I can say it something like that. Okay. अब एक काम करो, इसको उधर लेके जाओ, इसको इधर लेके जाओ. ये क्या कर रहा हूं मैं यार? Just write it over here. So I'll just do one thing. I'm taking it over there. इसको मैं इधर लेके जाता हूं. So can I say this Fb will be exactly equal to, that is nothing but इसको, that is mg minus mg by 21. This is 21 mg minus mg by 21. 20 by mg. Fb will be exactly 20 by 21. This is mg. अब क्या करें? डाल दो values. Just put the values over here. So you will say, sir, in that case, can we say this is exactly equal to nothing but, we will say, see, I'll just write it over here in the next slide. This is 20 by 21 mg is equal to, this is this Fb, buoyant force. So can I say this is 20 by 21? This is rho s. Understand? Rho s multiplied by this v. Understand? We can write this mass density into volume. Understand? Density into volume. So we can say this is rho s multiplied by this v and this is g exactly. And this is rho L. Understand, density of the liquid multiplied by V, and this is exactly G. Understand, this is volume. So this will exactly cancel. So हमें निकालना क्या है? Rho S निकालना है ना हमें? Yes, we are supposed to find this rho S exactly. किधर गया? The liquid of density of liquid is exactly given. Yes. So yeah, mass density of this, yes, rho S. So we can definitely say this will come out to be, that is 21 by, this is 20 multiplied by rho L. ये दिया है 800, rho S is equal 21 by 20 multiplied by this 800, 840 kg meter cube, ये वाला. Okay, I hope you got it. I hope you got it, man. This is what we were supposed to find. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, this is a very simple one. This is from the principle of superposition. Okay, this is the question from principle of superposition. Let's follow this question. This was asked in JEE Advanced 2014. A very nice question from the principle of superposition. What's the time? 9:51. Okay. Very nice question from the principle of superposition. Let's basically try to solve this question. Okay. अब देखो क्या बोला है. It is something like this. यहाँ पे लो इसको इधर बनाता हूँ. So it will be something like this. ऐसे. One second. It is exactly something like this. Yeah. अब यहाँ पे we have placed a charge. Okay. For so basically this is the first charge exactly. I'm placing it on this one. The first charge, this is the second charge. This is Q3 and this is exactly Q4. Okay. So I'll just write this is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3, and this is exactly Q4. Q1, Q3, Q4. Exactly. All the three are basically yes. Yeah, this is not that difficult, very simple. Okay, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. These are the four charges which are placed on this x-axis, you will definitely say. So in the first case, it is saying that Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 all are basically positive. In that case, we are supposed to say net force will be exactly, net force से बताना है ना? Direction of the forces on charge Q. Smash. Yes, we are supposed to find the net force exactly in that case. If this is positive, this is positive, this is positive, this is positive. On this charge, what will be the force because of this one? This force, this charge will basically repel this charge in the outward direction. Can I say it something like that? So this will be something like this. Okay, I call this, for example, because of this will be exactly F1. Because of this force, because of this charge, this will also repel this charge in some direction. Understand? I call this as F2 because of this one. This is repelling this one. We're supposed to say what will be the, if all the four charges are positive, in that case, what will be the net force at this point? In what direction will be the net force in that direction? Okay. Yes. So if this is also positive, you'll say, sir, because of this one, it will be something like this. Ye ho gaya aise. And because of this one, you will say, sir, it will be something like this. Exactly. This is F3 and this is exactly F4. Can I say the net will be something like this along this in do ka, iske in do ka bhi, iske net will be along plus Y. Ab bolo. Net will be along plus Y. So P is matching with 3 plus Y. Net is, so P is matching with 3. So I'll just write P is matching with 3. Okay. This is the first one. P is matching with 3. Let's say in the option number 2, Q1, Q2 are positive, Q3, Q4 negative. So now it is saying that Q1, Q2 positive, Q3, Q4 is negative. This one and this one is negative. Let's check what is the direction of the forces. Let's check what is the direction of the forces. Can you solve this before me? Match the following. Which option is the correct option? Come on, match the following. I want you to tell me what is the correct answer in this one, okay? Yes, tell me. So what is the net answer? Net answer, okay? So you will say, sir, because of this one at this point, the force will be something like this. Ye isko kuch aise karega. ठीक है? Because of this one, it will be something like this. Okay, this is F1. We call this as F2. Okay. Now this will attract this towards itself. This will be F3, and this will attract this towards itself. I call this as F4. Can I say it something like that? So can I say net will be something like this in plus X? Okay, this is along positive X. Okay, this will be along positive X. So net of all these. So Q is matching with, in this, when Q option is matching with positive X. So Q is matching with 1. So Q is with 1. Okay, Q is with 1. Let's go for the option number 3. Let's check for option number 3. I hope everybody is able to. This is from the principle of superposition. Okay. In option number 3, it is given that Q1, Q4 positive, Q2, Q3 negative. That is Q1, Q4 positive, Q2, Q3 negative. Q2, Q3 negative. Now in this case, this will repel this in this direction. Now this will attract this towards itself. So this will be the force. Understand? Because of this one, I call this as F1. This is F2. And because of this one, this will also attract this towards itself. I call this as F3 because this is negative. And this will exactly repel this in this direction. This will be exactly, that is what we call F4. Fine. Listen to me very carefully. Because of this one and this one, this will be the net force. I call this as, for example, F. Because of this one, this will be the net force. That is nothing but F dash. Can you tell me which is greater? F or F dash? F or F dash? Which is greater? Plus Y direction. Absolutely incorrect. Not in plus Y direction. Okay. Come on. Which one will be the greater force in that case? Okay. Can you just tell me? You will say, sir, F is greater than this F dash. Why? Because see, this will attract this force, and distance between this distance is basically less as compared to this distance. If distance increases, force reduces. So this F1 will be less than this one. Understand? So these two forces will be greater than these two forces because distance between these two charges is less. See, this is less as compared to distance between this charge and this charge. So these forces will be greater. So this will be exactly greater than that one. So we say along, the net will be along negative Y. Net will be along negative Y. So R is basically with 4. R is basically with 4. Net is along positive Y, negative Y. So can I say option A is basically correct? अब बाद में last वाला तो खुद ही हो जाएगा ना. S is matching with 2. Nah, mistakenly marked. Okay, okay. Okay. So basically option A is the correct option in this one. तो इसको मैं जोड़ सकता हूं कैसे? P को 3 के साथ. P is with 3. Q is with 1. ऐसे. And R is with 4. R कहां? 4. इधर. ये तो खुद बचा ना इधर. इसको सॉल्व करो अब खुद ही. A circular coil. Okay, come on. Solve this question. After this, do we have? No. This is the last one we have. Come on. Solve this question and we are done with the question. What is the option? Which option is exactly correct? Only one is the correct in this one. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Come on. I want you people to tell me in the live chat. In the live chat. In the live chat. Yes, this one had a diagram. अब इसका diagram बनाता हूं. उससे पहले थोड़ा rest west कुछ. बोलो. So there is basically a capacitor. Understand? There is a capacitor given, and that capacitor is connected to a wire. Understand? It will be something like this. ये कुछ ऐसे होगा. रुको एक सेकेंड इसका देखता हूं. हाँ ये it will be something like this if I just try to make it. ये हो जाएगा यहाँ से वायर. ये हो जाएगा ये स्विच. This is the switch. This is a coil. And this is a magnetic field exactly. ठीक है? It will be something like this. So we say this is the magnetic field B naught. Okay? This is a wire. This is a capacitor over here. Fine. Now this is the exact figure that we have over here. Come on. Solve this question. A circular coil of radius r. Basically, we are given the circular coil exactly. Understand? So, the capacitor gets discharged through the coil in a very short time. By the time the capacitor is fully discharged, the magnitude of the angular momentum gained by this one, we are supposed to find the angular momentum in this one, okay? Yes, integral of torque. By sahi. dt, integral of torque. See, directly use the rotational version of Newton's second law. Understand? Tau external is equal to dl by dt, rate of change of angular momentum. Understand? वो उससे निकल जाएगा. Then you find the torque in this case when you place a coil in an external magnetic field. In that case, what happens? How much is the torque produced? उस torque को निकालो, उसमें डाल दो. बस, you'll get the answer. Okay? That's how you are supposed to solve this one. अब वो ये सब बाकी झंझट में don't confuse yourself. This is just a two-step question. Just two-step question. That's how you can exactly solve this one. Understand? Because we have over here, this is the circular coil of radius r. Understand? And this is connected to this capacitor over here. And we say the capacitor is charged, fully charged. Understand? And we say, for example, if I say Q charge is on this capacitor, on this plate, Q charge is on this, minus Q is on this one. So we say this is the Q charge. This is charged by a charge of Q. So in that case, we say this coil is basically attached to this capacitor, which is in this magnetic field over here. Understand? Which is in this magnetic field, external magnetic field. And when the switch is closed, this capacitor gets discharged in a very short amount of time. Understand? In that short amount of time, this coil will basically rotate with a very, very small theta, I would say. Understand? So there will be a very small rotation because the capacitor gets discharged in a very small, in a very short amount of time. And in that short amount of time, there will be a very short rotation. And we are supposed to find the angular momentum of that short rotation exactly gained. Understand? So over here, when this gets discharged, you getting me what I'm trying to say? When this capacitor gets discharged, afterwards, there will be a short rotation over here. Understand? A very small rotation. Okay? Come on. Can you tell me how to find the exactly? We are supposed to find that. Rotation will be, I'll just write, rotation will be for very short amount of time because capacitor gets discharged in a very short time. Okay, fine. Now how to find this? How to find the angular momentum over here? We know that rotational version of second law, Newton's second law, that is dl by dt. Rate of change of angular momentum with time. With what rate angular momentum is changing with time is nothing but external torque. Arey ye na, F external is nothing but that is dp by dt. This is the Newton's law of second law. Understand? Newton's second law of motion. Okay. Rate of change of momentum with time. The more you apply the force on a body, the more its velocity change, more will be the change in momentum. Same is the case over here. The more you apply the torque on a body, the more will be the change in its angular velocity because L is equal to I times of omega. Okay. The more is in its change in angular momentum, so more will be in that case torque. Understand? Tau external. So just use this one. Ab bolo, if you are supposed to find the angular momentum in this case, how can you find? You'll say, sir, it is very simple. Take it over there. So you'll say dl is equal to, this is tau external. Arey integrate karo na. Tau external and this is exactly dt. Okay, let me just give you the feel. Like we have studied in our kinematics. Okay, this is a basic thing. Everybody of you must be familiar with this one. Okay, now if you might have basically studied this in your kinematics. If you have velocity, you are supposed to find the acceleration. You differentiate. Understand? You find its derivative. You find its rate of change. And if acceleration is given, you are supposed to find velocity. You integrate, reverse process. Same is the case over here. If you are supposed to find what torque, you differentiate this one, angular momentum with time. Now, if you are supposed to find angular momentum, you integrate this torque over here. Same is the case. Integrate this one, integrate this one. So for a very short amount of time, if I say, for example, 0 to t in that case, okay, angular momentum will be from 0 to L. L, it has gained the angular momentum. So we say L is equal, that is nothing but integration of this is tau external and this is a dt, okay, from 0 to t you can basically put it. That is very short amount of time. Yes, tau dt in that case, fine. This is how we can exactly find. Now the question exactly in this case is basically what? How to find this torque, okay? If I say from 0 to t, how to find this torque, that is the main point. Now see, you might have studied this. I have told you this in our magnetism chapter that if we place a coil, understand, if we place a coil in an external magnetic field, this will be having the magnetic moment. If we have, for example, this is a bar magnet, okay? This is an external magnetic field, okay? This is an external magnetic field, okay? And if we, for example, place a bar magnet in this external magnetic field, so we say torque will act on this bar magnet. Understand, this is having the magnetic moment M. Understand, this is south pole, north pole. Torque will act on this one. This will finally come to stable equilibrium. Understand, this we have studied. So same is the case exactly over here. This is having the magnetic moment. M is equal to this M into 2L, small m into 2L, like electric dipole moment. Now over here, can you tell me what is the dipole moment of this one? Magnetic dipole moment, magnetic moment of this coil. You will say, sir, that is nothing but NIA. So you tell me one thing. If we are supposed to find the torque of this coil, if there is a coil which is placed in an external magnetic field, we are supposed to find its torque. Say, sir, the torque in that case, this external torque in that case will be nothing but that is M cross this B. अरे पढ़ा है ना यार, जैसे हम bar magnet, if this is a bar magnet placed in this external magnetic field, so we say torque over here is nothing but, that is nothing but M cross B, M cross B. ठीक है ना? MB sine of theta, where theta is the angle between this M and B. This is M, this is B, okay, from south to north. Very simple thing, okay? Which batch you are from? You're in 12th or 11th, or you're a dropper. Okay. Now the point exactly over here is M cross B. Now if we have, for example, this is a coil over here. This is a coil, okay, which is placed in this external magnetic field. Okay, this is a coil which is placed in this external magnetic field. In this case, we say this magnetic moment is nothing but N, and this is I, and this is A, where N is the number of turns of this coil, understand? And I is the current in that coil, understand? And A is the area of that coil, understand? Pi r square, that is the area of that coil. Okay, that's very great if you're in class 11th. Okay, that's, where are you from? So we say in that case, this is NIA, understand? A is basically the area of that coil, okay? So A is basically the area of that coil. And we say this magnetic moment will be along this area only. And if I just ask you what is the area vector, you'll say, sir, in that case, that is perpendicular to this magnetic field. This is the magnetic field. So can I say this area vector is perpendicular to the magnetic field? By this is a coil. Area vector will be something like this. Andar se, bahar se. You know, this is the surface. If I ask you what will be the direction of the area vector, okay, that is perpendicular to this coil. Understand? That will be perpendicular to the area. Okay. So that is, this is B, and this will be perpendicular to this plane B over here. So can I say M is basically perpendicular to this B because M is along this A only 100%. So can I say this will be exactly, this is MB and this is sine of 90 degrees because angle between M and B is 90 degrees. Okay, so I can simply say it like that. This will be exactly, that is MB. This is coming out to be tau external. So tau external will be nothing but this is MB. अब मुझे बोलो इस वाले केस में magnetic moment, just put it NIA. This is B naught. B naught हमें दिया है ना. This is exactly given as this magnetic field is, that is B naught because this coil is placed in the magnetic field B naught and this is the radius R, we say basically. Coil is having the radius R. अब बोलो, can I say this is M and M की जगह that is nothing but N and this is I. A is nothing but that is pi r square and this is exactly, that is B naught. This is coming out to be the torque, external torque over here. Everybody, now you got it, how we can basically find it exactly, okay? Ni, this is pi r square and this is B naught exactly. Now just put it over there and get the answer, okay? So ab bolo kya tha wo? L is equal to integration of tau external into dt. So we say L is equal to integration of 0 to t tau external. Okay, tau external is nothing but n I pi r square. This is B naught and this is dt. Ab koi option match karna chahiye. L is equal, take this out, n I, this is pi, this is r square. I तो अंदर ही रहेगा ना. I is variable in this case, okay? I को ही हमें integrate करना है. So this will be n, and this is pi, this is r square, and this is b naught. This is integration of, this is I dt. I dt क्या होता है? That's q. So L is equal to, that is n pi r square. This is b naught, and this will be exactly q. Option B. Okay? Yes, 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 yes. Take a chill pill. See you, thank you, people. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you people want to basically join our Telegram channel, this is the link over here. Okay. You can definitely hit the follow button, subscribe button, whatever you say inside the Telegram. Okay. Because whatever the important stuff we have, we send it in the Telegram channel only. So go for it as soon as possible, ASAP, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So this is the Telegram channel. Join it as soon as possible. And next thing is, if you people want to learn from the top educators of the country, okay? If you people, thank you, thank you. If you people want to learn from the top educators of the country, you're supposed to join this plus, okay? Because we have the educators who have got the 20 to 30 years of experience, who will take your rank to the next level. Like there are so many people who have got so many good ranks in JEE Advanced 2021 as well as in Mains 2021, okay? So you can definitely go for this one. If you join this plus, there will be so many tons and tons of live classes. There will be weekly tests every single day. There will be structured courses, the courses which have been designed by the top educators of the country. There will be unlimited access, okay? Unlimited access is basically you can join anybody's lecture any damn time, okay? Have I got recommendation for this video? By the way, nice session. YouTube algorithm is pretty weird. Bye, thanks, bye. Thanks, Schrodinger's cat. See you. Okay, and if you join this Iconic subscription, you'll be getting the personal mentorship. You'll be getting all the benefits you get in plus and some of the extra benefits as well, like personal guidance. Okay, personal guidance is basically personal mentorship. There will be a personal mentor who will be given to you. If you need any sort of clarifications, you have any sort of doubts, you can directly ask him. He will be guiding you throughout your exam. Okay, and apart from that, we have this test analysis. Test analysis is basically once you're done with your test, afterwards you need to analyze your test score so that you'll get the better scores in your upcoming time as well. Understand? So this is done from our end only. Understand? You don't have to do anything. You just have to focus on your studies only. Okay? So this test analysis will do your test analysis so that you'll get the better scores. Experts guidelines. We feel it is almost impossible to crack JEE Advanced without the proper guidelines and proper strategy. So for that, you're supposed to follow a plan, follow a strategy. So that's basically given by our experts. Study material, okay? This will be given to you and will be sent to your doorstep so that you'll get the bookish feel. Bookish feel. You don't have to learn the PDFs from PDFs anymore. Okay, so this all comes under this one only. And apart from this, for how much amount of time you can take this plus an iconic subscription? You can take it for 24 months, 18 months, 12 months, 6 months, 3 months. So these are the prices which are mentioned exactly. You can go for these prices in order to take your rank to the next level. Use my code Yawar if you want the additional 10% discount. Okay, so go for this one as well. Okay, use my code Yawar in order to get the maximum possible discount. So even no cost EMI is available. No cost EMI is available. Okay, so you can definitely go for this one. And if you find any of my content as inappropriate, report. Link in the description. Okay, report link is in the description below. As soon as possible, go and check that out. And next is, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It was all about today. See you guys very soon. Okay, see you guys very soon. And I want you people to exactly subscribe to this JEE English Unacademy so that you'll get the updates every single time whenever we come live. Okay, so that you'll get the updates every single time whenever we come live. Okay, and like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification. That's mandatory. Okay, this is mandatory. Go for this one ASAP. Okay, and most importantly, join our Telegram channel, because every time we send the PDFs, the class notes, whatever the important stuff we have, we put up in the Telegram channel only. Join it as soon as possible. So till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much. See you guys very soon. Okay.